Good morning, everyone. It's kind of early. I just woke up. Sorry for my appearance. If I look bad, this is what I look like when I wake up. This is real me, real life. Woo. Okay. I've been noticing that a lot of you guys are under attack, especially to my comrades, everyone who works with me. I just want to encourage you. Hello, Anthony. I just want to encourage every single one of you right now. Hi, Charles. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'm trying to encourage everyone. Hi, Enoch. Good to hear from you. See you. Because people are going through a lot of stuff, I've noticed. And good morning, Charles. I've noticed that people are under great mental attack, great attack like on their property. Hi, Craig. A lot of people are going through an attack of some spiritual warfare that it seems like it's strong. It's so strong. And I've been there. I've done that. And I just want to encourage you guys today because I'm not there right now. And, you know, sometimes it takes somebody who's not in your situation to kind of help you see your way out of it. So what I want to do, since I'm going through attacks, but it's on my health. It's not so much my life, you know. My health is my life. However, I just want to encourage people in saying that we all got to go through this, and we got to look at it as a trial, like a free subscription, a trial, you know. And what I mean by that is you know, like if you really think you're a warrior, if you really think you're a battler, if you really think you're a soldier, if you really think you're about it, and you really think that you can do this, then you should be able to handle, you should be able to handle this little bit because it's preparing you for a battle to come. Okay, and the battle is on the forefront. I can feel it. I don't know about the rest of you people, but I can feel something coming. I feel it, and I embrace every bad thing now because, number one, because my son told me to. After that, I was free. But I embrace the bad because I'm learning to realize that all the bad things that I ever experienced in my childhood, you know, that I actually got one ahead of you guys. I can endure a lot more than a lot of people who haven't endured shit in their lives. And I just want you guys to be encouraged that you ain't the only one getting beat down. It happens to us all. And it's okay to kick and fight and scream and be mad, you know, as long as you don't let the sun go down on your wrath, you know, because that's a sin. But don't give up. It's okay to feel like wanting to. You know how many days I feel like giving up? I feel like giving up I wake up and I'm like, yay, and then something happens and it brings me down and I want to give up. But I keep it pushing. You know why I keep it pushing? I keep it pushing because I know that there is something bigger and greater at the end of the day, on the horizon. And even when I was in the dark, you know, where I couldn't see anything, I always kept pushing. Even though I wanted to give in and give up all the time, I always kept pushing. And I just want you guys to know that a lot of times, you know, the fight is unbearable. It's unbearable, people. I get it. You think I don't, but I get it. I've tried to commit suicide several times, you know, and I will tell you, if it's not your time, you're never going anywhere. But I just want people to know that if you can't handle this right now, what you're going through, then you ain't about it. You ain't a soldier. You ain't gonna make it. You're doomed to fail. And I hate to say it so cruel, but it's time to stop sugarcoating things, and it's time to start saying the truth. It's time to start telling everybody how it really is. If it's fucked up, then it's fucked up, and we got to do something about it. There is no time to be putting sugar coat and Band-Aids over every wound, okay? We have to really, really dig down deep inside of ourselves this round, because this round is it's crucial to us all. I have been building since I was a little girl, and I am still building a city, and it's coming to fruition slowly but surely. And one day you will see me standing in my city that I told you many, many long years ago that I was going to build. But I promise you this. Hi, Damien. I promise you this much, brethren. Hello, Mr. Mia. Okay. I promise you guys one thing, that I don't give up. Okay, I might disappear on you, but that's only because sometimes we have to step away from what we're doing. Okay, sometimes we have to take a break. Sometimes, hello, good morning, Damien. Sometimes we have to take a break. We can't overwork ourselves. The biggest lie of the enemies is, okay, kisses back to you. Okay. But the biggest lie of the enemy is that you're not doing enough. And I'm here to tell you that whatever you are today, you cannot be any more better than what you are right now. I don't care what you do. If you even get plastic surgery to fix your flaws, it doesn't matter. You know why? Because it's in this life, you could do anything, and it still takes time to take effect. So what I'm saying to you is, actually, Anthony, Satan isn't here to persecute us at all. I just want to say we give Satan too much credit, and we don't really recognize Satan for his position in his rightful place. That's a teaching for another time. But I will tell you, we do a lot of this stuff to ourselves, okay? And I just want you to know from personal experience that we put ourselves through the shit. Okay, and when I say that plainly because I put myself through a lot of things that, you know, I didn't. Well, you might not think so, but we do. Good morning, Craig. We do put ourselves through it. We do. I'll give you a good for instance of how we put ourselves through it. Okay, now, say you got a court date, prosecute. Well, Satan's not here to prosecute us either, or persecute us, or any of that. We have been told a lie about Satan. Satan's only here because we're here, you know, and it was part of a plan, you know, and until you can you remember the plan, I can't really explain it all to you. However, let's not get into, you know, religion at this point, because there are people right now that are on the brink of suicide that I know currently today. Yes, Christ can be our defense attorney, but you know, a lot of the persecution we do to ourselves. Just know that. Like, okay, say you got a court date, right? This is an example of how we do shit to ourselves, okay? Say you got a court date and it was a bogus charge and you knew it, okay? So I'm gonna give you a life example. My sister Leah, she lied and said that I pulled my swords out on her daughters and spit on them, and really I was looking at some charges, and they kicked me out of my house, and so I was out on the streets, and I was putting myself through it by, you know, thinking all these thoughts of how I was going to get even, how unfair the world is, how, you know, just going through the gambit of bullshit that we do. And, you know, I tried to call a friend, and my friend wasn't available. And I just put myself more through it. And because he couldn't come and get me right at that moment, I hung up on him. And when I did that, my phone got shut off after that. So I had no way to contact him again. So had I just took a moment and just listened and heard him out, I wouldn't have been suffering the way I suffered. But again, I put myself through it. Was it Satan's fault? I'm sure he had a little hand in the manipulation of the whole thing, but it wasn't Satan's fault. It was actually, you know, the human choice to throw a tantrum, the human choice to lie, the human choice to put myself through it, you know, and we've got to stop putting a label on everything and calling it the devil, you know, because it's not always the devil, okay? It's us. And when we start realizing that it's our fault, we can begin to take control of our lives. We can begin to take control of the situation. When the minute you give power to Satan is when you say it's Satan. Okay? So just know, once you say, hey, you know what? It's my fucking fault. I'm going to deal with it. That's when things start to change. If you're busy pointing fingers, look how many fingers are pointing back at you. Okay? So what I'm saying to you today is, buck up, buckaroos. You don't gotta feel alone, lost, or afraid. Okay? Sometimes we have to be alone. Sometimes. Okay, I didn't know that. You're a very smart individual, Anthony, and your brain is gonna do great wonders in the world. We just gotta properly place you. But like I was saying, to all of you out, yes, I am the constant. I am free will. But I just want to encourage everybody in saying that I've made it out, and so can you. I went through all of the hard stuff as a child, and I didn't understand it, and I was bitter, and I put myself through a lot of unnecessary things. My body, look at the outward showing of what I put myself through. This is a result of what I put myself through. The gray hair, the spots, everything is because I didn't believe like I believe now, and I believe that I will heal, and it starts with the inside, you know. A lot of people don't have a lot of faith in healing, and that's only because we, you know, don't get to see a lot of miracles, and we don't get to see a lot of that kind of stuff. But I'm here to tell you that I've seen miracles, and I am a miracle, walking, talking, living miracle. And what I'm saying to you is that God created me for such a time as this, to look down upon all of you and say, listen, the time is now, people. It's time to find your Savior. It's time. We have been dilly-dallying around long enough, and it is time to get on your knees and surrender yourself to God and stand up and stand firm and stand fast, because we don't have a whole lot of time left. No man is promised tomorrow, and we just are going to keep going in circles and circles and circles and circles unnecessarily, because we are foolish in thinking that we don't need anyone. And that is the biggest lie that we tell ourselves. I don't need anyone. If you didn't need anyone, then why are you lonely? Okay? So what I'm saying to you is, you know, you don't have to have sex with everybody, but you do need help. You do need counsel. You do need advice. You do need someone to talk to. You do need these things. These things are needed like food, water, air. And the sooner you begin to understand these things, the better your life will become. I went the hard way. I'm telling you the easy way. If you listen, and I will say it, and I will say it, and say it, and say it again. Brethren, I promise you this much. If you do what I tell you to do, exactly the way I tell you to do it, I'm only telling you how I succeeded or how I got past something. And a lot of people that don't listen to me, they end up falling into the same snare I did. And I try to protect people and tell them, and they get mad at me. But when I meet someone who actually follows my commands and everything that I tell them to do, they are utterly successful, and they blow up out of this world. I can't even begin to tell you every success story that I've ever seen. Hello, Maurice Jones. Thanks for joining. And so what I'm saying to you is if you get someone's hard-earned wisdom telling you that you are capable of doing the same, if not more, than anything. If you even looked upon me and said, wow, that person's strong, then take it from me, the person that you think is strong, that person that you look to for guidance or encouragement, which I have no idea why anybody does, because I'm always looking for guidance and encouragement myself. But what I'm trying to say is that, you know, anybody who looks to me for guidance and encouragement, if you just do what I tell you the way I tell you to do it, I would never ever tell you to do something wrong. And if I did, I would take the full blame and responsibility before God, because I know that sometimes we got to do things in blind faith. Now, we got to do it blindly, willingly, people. We can't, you know, do this without a blindfold on. So, hello, Aaron. Thanks for joining. We can't, I just want you guys to know that we can't be all scattered anymore. We got to join forces. We got to come together as one. Okay? We are one. Okay? And what I mean by one is one. Okay? That's like this. One. Okay? We are the one. This is how I mean by one. Hi, Rachel. And I just want everybody to know that what I mean by being one is when you hurt, I hurt. Good morning, Aaron. When you cry, I cry. And it should be vice versa. I give so much in this world that sometimes I get so exhausted, and it just takes so, I love you too, Mia. It just takes so much out of me. Sometimes I have to step away and run away from you all and regroup and gather myself. But I assure you, brethren, that I never give up. I think about it all the time, you know, but God always gives me something special to hold on to. And those are the miracles that He has given me through my sons. And if it wasn't for those miracles, I wouldn't have endured this long to have been here for you guys. So I want to just give all praise to God, Allah, the Father, and just let you guys know that He cared so much for you that He created me. And I you know, people try to say, oh, you think you're Jesus or something, and I'm not. I am Jesus' sister. Okay, and I come and I say His word, and I tell you what He said, and I try to tell you what He came for, and I come in His name. But I truly, truly believe that the mission didn't just stop with Jesus. See, Jesus was the distraction. Jesus got the bum rap. Jesus picked His fate, because He gets to stand next to the Father now, okay? And what I mean is He knew He was going to get a bum deal, but He knew the price and He knew the prize, and He chose it willingly. He knew He was just a deception to make the enemy think that He killed Jesus, but Jesus came that we may have life and that more abundantly. And He gave up His ghost to show us, okay? And there's the Shroud of Turin is the garment, or it was laid over Jesus when he was crucified. After He was crucified, they put it over Him, and they put these little coins in His eyes, and they did studies and research, and the studies and the research all leads back to, remember when they stabbed Him in His side after they gave Him the wine, and He said, it is finished. Well, He actually died before they stabbed Him in His side, and they found out because the blood was uncoagulated and it was mixed with water from the wound in His side, and everything coincides that it was the body of Jesus that was under that. And so what I'm trying to say to you is that the mission didn't stop at Jesus. Jesus's death was a message, but everybody's missing the message. We're not supposed to die a mortal death. We're not. We're supposed to let go of our ghost. Okay? And until you can understand that mystery, you will always be struggling, and you will always be wondering and wandering and wanting to know why. And once you realize what we're here for, to break out of our shells. We're not supposed to be here. This is a drop forged zone that we're supposed to rapidly evolve in and leave. But we're not supposed to die when we leave. We're supposed to evolve and break out of our shell, shoot up into the sky. So I know that sounds all woo, but come on. So does our religion. If you think about it, I mean, come on. You can believe that Moses can part the sea, but you can't believe that you can jump out of your body. But you could believe in astral traveling or traveling in your dreams. But you can't believe in jumping out of your body? What's the difference? I don't understand. Faith is faith. But I just need you guys to all understand that we're not here for the reasons that we think we're here for. And this world isn't what we think that it is. Hello, Mafusi, proof. Hello. And thanks for joining. I just want everybody to be encouraged today in knowing that whatever you're facing, whatever you're going through, you're not the only one getting beat down. It happens to us all. It's okay to want to give up. It's okay. It's okay. I want to give up too. But it's not okay to give up. It's okay to cry and all of that. I will tell you my philosophy on crying, though, and maybe you can pick it up. But, sometimes crying is good, but this is my motto about crying. There is no upside. All you get is swollen, puffy eyes, clogged sinuses, and a headache. No upside to crying. Now, if it's tears of joy, which I've very much been experiencing lately with tears of elation, and, that'll be another testimony for another time. But I just want you all to know that I have come from a place of bitterness and hatred and come into a place of forgiving and love. And it is a great change. It is a great difference in my life. And it's so much so that I don't even want to do drugs. I mean, I want to take care of myself and live longer to help you. Hello. Yes, it's morning time. It is 8:43 a.m. Anyways, so I just want you all to be encouraged this hour, and knowing that even if you don't believe in God, God believes in you. And I want to encourage you in saying that, whatever your fight is, keep fighting, but don't fight and shadow box. You got to find a way to hit where it hurts. And a lot of times it's your pride, giving up your pride. That hits where it hurts. Giving up your need to prove yourself, that hits where it hurts. That's how our adversary always gets to us. And once you learn, the adversity is always, seeking who he can devour. Now, we blame it on Satan, but a lot of times it's people. But Satan, he has his influence. I don't put nothing past him, but I don't blame him for everything either, and you shouldn't either. Sometimes it's a mathematical equation. Sometimes it's, gravity. Sometimes it's principality. It's not always Satan, though. Okay? I want you to be encouraged in this day in knowing that whatever struggle you're facing, learn to love it. I'm going to tell you like I tell everybody. Anticipate the adversary. Oh, it's 11:45 a.m. in Malaysia. Good to know. It's hard to, them time zones, brethren. I can't get used to them. But I forgot what I was going to say, but I just need you guys to be encouraged at this very moment. And I want to offer you guys a brief prayer. If you don't believe in God, it's okay. I'm just going to bless you, okay? I'm going I'm going to give you a benediction, so to speak, okay? And, I benedict myself all the time. My favorite prayer, and maybe you guys should pick up on it too, is the prayer of Jabez. I don't remember exactly in the Bible where it is, but you can Google it. Jabez, the prayer of Jabez, and it says, "Oh Lord, bless me indeed and enlarge my territories, that your hand of favor may lead and guide me into all righteousness, and that I might not cause pain." So I want you all to, grow. That's what, "Oh Lord, bless me indeed and enlarge my territories." That's what that means. And hello, Mr. Mia. And with that's what enlarge my territories means. God's going to bless you, and then he's going to give you more so that you can give more, okay? And with the hand of favor, that's going to be required in order for it to all work. And see, Jabez's prayer was like the prayer of Solomon to God, and so he gave him his heart's desire. So the reason that I want you to confess it over your life, "Oh Lord, bless me indeed and enlarge my territories, that your hand of favor may be upon me, and lead me and guide me into all righteousness for all of my days, that I may not cause pain." This prayer, if I've been saying ever since I found out in 2004, that prayer, and it's barely taking fruition now. So I suggest, if you want some big things to happen to you, that you confess the prayer of Jabez every day. Now, you don't have to necessarily believe in God, Japhet. Oh, okay, well, Japhet, huh? Well, I thought it was the prayer of Jabez, but I believe you. Maybe I'm just pronouncing it wrong. I don't know. But thank you for the correction. I'm always with it. I love to be corrected. People are so afraid to tell me anything, and I don't know why, because I am the biggest learner ever. Like, I may know a lot, but I don't know everything. I tried my best. This is just me going, I'm trying to help you guys. I'm the blind leading the blind. I could see a lot, and I appreciate anybody who thinks I know anything, but I'm not all-knowing. I'm not God. I'm not your God. I'm not your judge. And I want you to always remember that you have a friend in me, and you shouldn't be afraid of anything. That's one last thing I want to touch on. Fear. If fear exists, then someone can have control of you. And the reason why I say this is because we have fear for everything in this world. I mean, fear of what we're putting into our bodies, fear of what's going to happen to our children, fear of what's tomorrow, fear things of the past, fear. Okay, fear of death is the ultimate fear. So I'm going to encourage you all today to embrace death. Now that sounds like, ooh, crazy, right? But it's not, and I'm not crazy. If you can face the ultimate end of all things, if you can turn around and look it dead in its face and say, "You know what? I'm ready." What? I promise you this, nothing in this world can control you. And the reason I say that is because, suicidal people, they have nothing to lose, nothing to fear, nothing, right? So a suicidal person understands what I mean when they say this. It could be, yes. You're right about that, Proof. I can't pronounce your name, but one day when we talk, you can tell me how to pronounce it. But I'll call you Proof, okay? Anyways, I just want you guys to know that when you face the end of all things, nothing will frighten you. And when I was a baby Christian, I learned this really early on, and I thank God I got saved at a young age. I was like 16 or 15 when I got saved. So I'm young. I got saved real early on, so I don't have a lot of habits to break. All I had was smoking, cussing, and drugs, and that was it. I mean, I had, my violence and anger and bitterness and stuff held up inside, but I was able to keep that stuff at bay. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I don't want to lose you guys. What I mean is when I was in church, they used to tell me, at the end times, they're going to have your kids held hostage, and they're going to tell you, are you going to bow, or are we going to stick this knife through your kid's throat? And, when they said that to me, I was like, my babies were babies, and I was just looking at them like, they would do something like that. And I was just like, I've got to face that. I've got to face that reality. I've got to face that truth, even if it isn't true. That's another thing. That's another example of putting yourself through the shit. Putting yourself through it yourself. I put myself in that moment that when they told me, Shelly, I'm going to tell you right now, you think you're big and bad, you think you went through this and you fought that guy and you beat this girl's ass, and yeah, okay, good for you, but what if they have your little son in a headlock with a knife in his eye and saying your son's going to lose an eye? Are you going to sell your soul? Are you going to sell your soul? Are you going to sell your soul? And what? Praise God. I just want you to know that I took myself to that place. And I sat and I literally tried to figure out ways of getting out of that place. And it was not until I became suicidal and faced death and said, "Fuck you, death!" And I've got scars on my wrist, where I cut myself. I don't think you guys could see it, but and when I did this, there was no more fear of death. Now, I'm not encouraging suicide at all. I feel that it is a horrible thing that, takes over everyone. And I encourage anybody to get some kind of counseling or talk to somebody if they are feeling suicidal. If you are feeling suicidal, you are not alone, honey. And trust me, you're not ready to die until you're ready to die. So I'm going to tell you, I tried to suffocate myself. I've tried to drown myself. I cut my wrist. I've tried to take pills. I have tried to kill myself in some very sadistic ways. So I am here to tell you that I am no judge, and I encourage anybody who is suicidal or having thoughts of suicide that you turn around and you face that too. And face the thing that you want to die over. Face it. I'm going to tell you, like I tell everybody today, this is a new philosophy. I haven't been saying it all my life. I'm coming to this philosophy slowly as I evolve. And it is this: don't hold shit inside. Don't hold it inside. And here's why. Because it's like holding a cancer inside of yourself. It's like holding shit inside of you and not being able to take a crap. You have to digest it in order for it to leave your body. And as long as you're holding it, that's like holding your pee or holding your poop for years and years and years. You're going to get sick eventually. And what is disease? It is a 2-syllable word, a compound word, dis-ease. You're uneasy. It's the state of uneasiness. So I'm just trying to help you understand that, holding those things and trying to push them down is not a good thing. Facing them head on, like a head-on crash, that is progress, and you will get it out of you. It will come out of your body. It will leave you. And I just want to encourage you again and let you all know that I am in a place of malaise at most times, where I cried tears of joy. The Bible says that your pain will be like your tears will be like rivers gone by. It is the truth, brethren. I am going to say honestly, truthfully, faithfully, that this is the truth. That when it says that all the pain and all your sorrows are going to go away, I promise you, I'm experiencing that. There is no pain where I am today. I have physical body pain, but I promise you, the pain, the tears, the suffering, and everything will go away. All you gotta do is fucking face it, man. Face it and say, I'm ready. Ready. Be ready for it. You may not want to know. I don't want to know the things that I know, brothers and sisters. I don't want to know all of the things that I know. Somebody tried to call me and it messed up my broadcast. I hope you guys got that. You didn't miss any of it, what I was saying. Anyways, what I was saying is face it. Face everything that you're going through. Turn around and face it head on. I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to close with this. When I first separated from my husband, I had no more dependence on guidance and stuff. So God led me through strangers. And one time I picked up these gentlemen and was going to give them a ride to LA, but they were planning to carjack me. And God knew what was going to happen, and he knows I'm not afraid to die, but he also wanted me to be ready, and he knew the hearts of these men. And so I went into the AM PM down the street from the freeway entrance where I had picked them up to put gas that they had given me to take them to LA. And when I walked in, the guy at the counter, his name was Arthur. I'll never forget him. Arturo, actually. And he looked me dead in the eye when I handed him the money, and he grabbed my hand and he said, the Lord is telling me that your life is in danger. But if you know exactly how and exactly what's going to happen. And I just want you to know that God is telling me to tell you, if you turn around and you face it head on, your enemy won't know what to do and he will flee. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he said, when you walk out this door, you'll understand that your life is in danger. Well, he was right. 120% right. Okay, so I walked out the door and immediately I knew how I was in danger. So I went and I put the gas in the car, and I told the guys, that they needed to get out of the car. And they were like, why? And I said, because you guys think that you're going to do something to me, and it's not going to happen. And I need you to get out of this fucking car right now so that people can see you in my vehicle. So if something does happen to me, then they will know exactly who did it. So if you want to ride to LA, you're going to get out of the car, and AM/PM video camera, you're going to look at the AM/PM video cameras, and they're going to see your face, and we're going to go. And they got scared, and they got out of the car and walked away. And I ended up getting a full tank of gas for free. And so what I'm saying is, if you want change, you got to change your mind, okay? And if your mind don't follow, then there ain't going to be no lasting change. It'll just be like a fad or a phase. But also I want you to confront what you're facing. If it's being gay, okay, I've got a friend who's gay that is going through it right now, and he's going through it because he's finally come out of the closet, and it's hard for him because he's a Christian, and he struggles with it. And if it's being gay, if it's doing drugs. A lot of times we do drugs to not face what's right in front of us because we're too afraid. And, there's always pain, that causes that. But all these things make this fear, and once we understand what makes us tick and what is killing us, and we face it head on, like a head-on collision course, we're going to win. We were made to win. We're not made to lose. I want you to know that. Every loss is not a loss. It's just a result of an action or a choice or something that you did in the past. So, don't ever ask God why. Ask yourself why. Because you are the sum of everything in your life. So whatever is happening right now, I don't care what it is, somewhere down the line, somehow we created it. And when you begin to take responsibility for your life and what's going on in it, regardless if you think you deserve it or not, I assure you, you will have the power to change your situation. But when you say, oh, it's the devil, you give... Oh, thank you, sweetheart. You know what, that means a lot to me coming from you, Rachel. I really does, because, you know, you were a tough nut to crack. But I forgot what I was saying, but, and I know it was a powerful thing I was saying, but I really respect my niece. She's made it out so far. And I just need you guys all to understand that we are the sum of our circumstances. You may have done things in the past that are catching up to you. And, you know, the Bible says that when we settle down is when everything hits us. So, I know, girl, knock it off, okay? The trouble, you know, when we calm down, that's when the trouble begins. So, just know that we have to expect bad things to come. And I'm going to give you a perfect way to offset the difference. I told my brother this one time, and he still to this day follows it. If you throw one bad seed, like say you robbed somebody, okay, and beat them up really bad, and stole all their stuff, okay? We're just saying, I'm just throwing that out there because this is my life, you know? And so, you threw that bad seed 20 years ago, okay? And now you're ready to settle down. It's time to start throwing 50 other seeds, good seeds, to offset that. So that when that springs up, you're going to have so much other good things happening around you that one bad thing won't stand out so prominent. You see what I'm saying? And it won't have the power to choke everything around you. So when you do something bad like that, you know, or even, you know, something minor like lie and say, oh, I was pregnant and you weren't, you know, I'm giving you examples from history that I remember, okay? But not always something I did, but some people I know. But say you did that, and that's a small little sin, you know, but you messed with lives and you manipulated, right? So you're going to have to throw seeds out there, because if you lied and said you had a miscarriage and then you end up getting really pregnant, then you kind of threw something over that poor baby, right? So what I'm saying to you is offset the difference. Offset the difference of your bad seeds by, for every one seed, throw 10 good seeds. So one bad seed, 10 good seeds, offset the difference. And there you have it. We are the sum of our own choices. What's happening to you today is not a freak accident. What's happening to you today is your fault. I don't care how you slice it. At some point, we created it in our lives. Whether it's we said it 15 days ago and it came to pass, or we sinned 15 years ago and we're paying the price, or whatever it is, we created it in our own lives. And the minute we take responsibility and say, you know what, she's right, we begin to take back the power from Satan that we gave it to. Satan's over there going, yeah, it's me, all right. Yeah. And it's not. And you let him kick in your door even more. It ain't Satan. If you say, it's my fault, it's me, I did it, Satan can't do anything to you anymore, because you took responsibility and then you jump in and make the change. But when you're like, it's the devil, then you basically give the devil the power over your life, and you basically you know how they say, Jesus, take the wheel? you gave Satan the wheel because you're like, it's the devil. Just because something happens doesn't necessarily mean it's the devil. It could be a computer glitch. It could be a human error. It could be a mathematical equation. It could be a principality. It could be so many other things besides the devil. And I want you to know this, okay? Because this is the most important thing you're ever going to hear in your life, that it could be something that you can change if you just understand. Okay, like say when I used to be on welfare, I'm going to give you a good example, okay? When I used to be on welfare and the worker, wouldn't send me my food stamps on time, because I didn't send in the CA7, and I would go and tell the church, oh, the enemy's got me, I'm having issues or whatever, and I just gave Satan open door over my finances, and it was my fault because I could have just turned in the CA7. You see what I'm saying? How we put ourselves through it, and so I said all that to say this, people. Life isn't simple, but its solutions aren't smooth, but there is a solution to every problem. And one of the solutions is taking responsibility and saying, look, everything in my life on some level or another, I created it. Regardless of if you think you deserve it or not. Sometimes what's the worst thing that happened to you is the best thing that ever happened to you later in the future. Like what happened to me as a child, all the abuse and everything I endured is a blessing now, because I can see everything so clear. I can see from up here while everybody's down here, and I'm not specialer than you. I just turned around and I faced it. I turned around and said, you know what? Fuck this. It's my fault. Let's see what I can do to fix it. And I did. And so I want you all to know that whatever your struggles are, whatever you're going through, it's designed and it's preparing you for the battle to come. If you can't hang right now because your bills can't get paid, because you didn't get that job, because you didn't get that boyfriend, because your boyfriend left you, because your kids got took. That was my big thing, because my kids got took. That was my big cop out. And whatever it is, I'm telling you right here and right now, it doesn't matter what it is. If you take responsibility and you say, you know what, it was me, on some level or another, it doesn't necessarily mean you went and you actually deserve it. It means you created it and you attracted it to you. And once you learn the law of attraction, you'll learn to push things back. You'll learn to push those things back from you until you can understand that everything in this world is physics. You're going to always be struggling and having a struggle in your life. Hello, Crystal. Hello, Jackie. Thank you for joining me. You're always going to have this struggle as long as you continually point the finger at somebody else and say, it's the devil, it's the devil. It's not the devil, it's you. And the sooner you believe and understand this, the better you will be. The sooner you take your responsibility and say, you know what, on some level or another, I got this coming. I don't know how. And somehow things will change. Oh, before I close, I have to say, your attitude. Your attitude is key to all things. I'll tell you what I mean. Many, many years ago, I did a live show. I was sweating. I was hot. Nothing was going good. And I just had such a foul attitude. And I got nowhere with it. Okay, now when things are happening and I'm all frustrated, even though I'm frustrated, I keep a smile and I'm like, ooh, And I take things differently now. And I'm going to tell you that secret in a moment as I close. But what I'm trying to say is I actually get better results when I keep a good head about me, and I'm not so angry and irritable and be like, fuck, man, this is bullshit, And that's my reaction to everything. But I want to encourage you to try not to react, but respond. And there is a difference between the two actions. Reaction, there is that Murphy's Law, for every action there is an equal or exact reaction. So you can have a reaction or you can respond. Now, if somebody punches you, your reaction, your natural human reaction would be sock 'em back. But you can choose to respond. And this is where choice comes in and accountability comes in, and so what I'm saying to you is you can choose to react or respond to everything in your life. And in closing, I'm going to say this: I treat the enemy now like a dance partner. Not so much like we're cool and, no. I don't mean like that. I mean anticipate your enemy's moves. Now, we all know what the adversity is going to do, okay? So if you got, you won the lottery for $1,000. Oh, you bet your bottom dollar somebody's going to come and try and steal your joy, income tax, some bullshit's going to happen. So if you anticipate it, it won't take you aback or by surprise, if you don't know what that word means. It won't take you by surprise. And when you are prepared for it, it becomes like a dance. When you move, he moves. When he moves, you move. And you be able to, it'll become like a dance. You know what I'm saying? I know that a lot of things that I say are a little unorthodox and a little bit, not altogether, what you might want to believe. But I encourage you all to have an open mind when you listen to me, and understand that everything is not, so cut and paste as we think. And we don't have cookie cutter lives, okay? We've got to shape ourselves and mold ourselves. Greatness isn't born, it is created. And I need you guys all to understand that you ain't the only one getting beat down, baby. It happens to us all. With that, I'm going to close with a quick prayer, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Father, I lift up each and every individual that listened in. I hope that they watch the video from the beginning and all the way to the end, and they get something and glean from it, Father. I ask you right now to touch each and every person listening right now. Give them their healing. Give them their miracle. Give them their breakthrough. Give them their job. Give them their finances. Give them whatever it is that they need right now. If you are watching me right now, it says I have 3 viewers. If you are watching me right now, I want you to snatch with all your faith whatever it is. Whatever it is. I am a miracle creator. God has created miracles through me, and I'm telling you, if you believe it, you will receive it. If you want a job, snatch it right now, right out of this phone, right out of this phone. God is everywhere. Nothing is impossible, and you can have whatever you want. You snatch it today. You snatch it. You say, it's mine. And I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. And you snatch it, and you say, it's mine, and you hold it, and you hold it, and you don't let nothing, nobody take that from you. Because I assure you, God's given me miracles, and he can give it to you. And with that, I say amen, amen, and so be it. It is finished, brethren. I want you guys to be all encouraged and have a great rest of your day. Mwah.